My phone is full of all the crap I talk about, and it's been shutting this video off the last 3 times. I'm just so annoyed. But this, I believe, is the future of energy. It didn't occur to me until I've been trying to repeat it, and I'm going to explain why. Going back to my video yesterday about global warming. Global warming is something completely different than what people realize it is. And we can use that weakness as a strength. And I'll explain how. So my neighbor, I just moved into a new apartment building, and normally I don't talk to anybody, but he's a bit of a loner and a weird guy. So thought I'd have a conversation with him. You don't meet too many people like that. And he was talking about how if we lined the entire surface area of the Saharan Desert with solar panels, that we could power an entire continent or something, basically Africa, could be powered just through that. That's how hot it is, that's how much energy there is, and I realized that that's extremely inefficient. Surface area for generation is extremely inefficient. And the reason is because it's not volumetric. And so if you turned every grain of sand into a micro solar panel, basically, and they're all conductive between one another, you're going to build static charges. And you're going to have massive discharges. It's not just going to be point A to point B of the solar panel. It's going to be an entire volume, like a battery, but it's a capacitor. It's what it is. It's an electrostatic capacitor. So if you look at the atmosphere, what global warming is particles are expanding. There's a lot of electrostatic energy in them, and that means that the nuclei of atoms are farther apart, which allows them to generate more heat. There's more static energy in the atmosphere, and if we shrink that back down, it allows for a ferromagnetic state that allows us to build a charge again, and allows us to generate and capacitate energy. So for a long time now, I have been theorizing how you could have a ferromagnetic gas, and the math is incredibly complicated, but you can use basically ferromagnetic gas to design holograms. It's just really difficult, right? How can I do that? I can't go to a hardware store and build, these little things that I can use to construct complex structures in space through magnetic fielding. However, why this leads into the future of electricity is really freaking cool, I just realized. So the atmosphere can be used as an electrostatic capacitor. We can then take all the sunlight in our atmosphere, basically, and shrink down the molecules by harvesting through electrostatic discharges. And these little generators, I don't know the most efficient way that we can do this. I'm envisioning when you look at your hair, or the needles on a pine tree, how that is dissipating energy in its carbon structure and its molecular structure the most efficiently to use all these high energy substances in atmospheres that are lower. Why pine is so high energy, why it burns so efficiently and effectively, and it all just goes into quantum mechanics. But if we had static discharge generators that kind of work like a reverse Tesla tower. Tesla wanted to transmit power, right? Well, if you flip that around and you imagine power going into the Tesla tower from the atmosphere, then the sun can keep powering all these molecules throughout the entire volume of our atmosphere. And so it'd be so hyper efficient. And then you'd use a weakness as a strength in what it does for global warming. But what that would do for, Wi-Fi or satellites, and who knows, radar detection, stuff like that, it could be an issue for that. And whether or not that's what they're doing for all their stealth technology, I don't know. Please don't murder me. But I really hope that's not what they're doing. But my point is that greenhouse gases, they condense the atmosphere, and so because molecules can't dissipate energy as efficiently, and they expand out, the electrostatic field then increases because of the way that molecules in our atmosphere are not able to generate turbulence as much. That's why it's hot in the shade, basically, is the atmospheric pressure and the electrostatic field. So, anyway, that is basically what I believe the future of energy is going to be. It's the most efficient way, because we can use the entire atmosphere, in theory, to generate electricity like we would a cloud. Imagine if we could control making clouds and discharge electricity out of clouds. Think how cool, how cold it is after a lightning storm. It doesn't even have to rain. The rain has nothing to do with it. What it is electrostatic energy in the atmosphere. Everything's shrinking. There's more space in between particles, and that's allowing them to generate turbulence more efficiently. And that's what cools everything down. That's what prevents global warming. So, I could ramble on about this forever. Thinking about my design, my personal design. I think I mentioned my hair, right? That's why my hair is so greasy, is because of how fine my hair is. I have really, really fine hair. And I have a lot of it. I used to have twice as much. But it's not as bad as it used to be. So if you take a lot of fine metal strands, carbon nanotubes, geez, think about that, and you just lay billions of these together, and you line them up to a circuit, a grounding circuit, and we can use that. We could fucking put that everywhere. Everything could be coated, but then it'd be really dark, right? It'd be like Vanta Black. We could imagine if we just painted houses with Vanta Black. But in theory, you can still take all those nanotubes and harvest electrostatic energy and discharge it with it. And that just allows the atmosphere. But then we wouldn't have thunderstorms anymore. Then again, so that's the problem, right? How do you discharge it from all of the atmosphere all at once? Because clouds don't, over there can be a thunderstorm, and over there can be a hailstorm, and over there it's sunny. So it's not evenly dispersed. And that's all because of barometric pressures and turbulent streams, and how energy can change, or quantum atmospheric density can change. But I love talking about this shit. That's all I think about. You gotta drink these before they get warm. Heineken's disgusting if it's warm. $9 for a 12-pack. Anyway. So how do you envision solving that issue? Like a reverse Tesla tower? How do you control the streaming? How do you prevent it from creating a dangerous electrostatic environment. Because if you were to walk on that Saharan desert that I mentioned, it'd fry you. And lots of netting, stuff like that. Carbon nanotube netting, like what they have at golf courts. You'd have entire fields of these things, and air just streams through them, and it just picks off a little bit of electricity per molecule. And God, you're gonna cool down the atmosphere so quickly. That's one way. I don't know if I talked about my carbon capture windmill or my building. Maybe I did. But that goes into the artist utopian society, which I think we want that anyway. So that's it.